Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pedal to the Metal, the podcast where horsepower meets heart. From the shine of collector cars to the roar of race cars and the thunder of monster trucks, we've got it all. So buckle up your seatbelt, turn on the gas, and grab your favorite brew, 'cause the ride starts now. And now, here's your host, Roller.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing out there tonight? Another edition of Pedal to the Metal, America's newest podcast, guys. I tell you what, man, I am really getting excited about this show. I can't wait to get in here and do it, and I just can't wait to get everything down pat to where we can really make this America's favorite podcast show, man. I'm telling you, I look so forward to doing this every week, and it's just one of those things, man. I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream is what I'm doing. But anyway, I'd like to welcome everybody. Hey, we have studio call in now, and if you got a pen and paper, write the studio call in number. That's 720-273-0772. That's 270-273-0772. And, we can call in and talk to you and just see what's happening in your world. Tonight, we got a phone call coming in about 7:15, and it's going to be with Craig Gould and Scott Goodhue from the Classic Car Auction Group. These guys are going to be having a great auction, and we're going to get into that here in just a little bit. So let's just talk about the weekend, man. My weekend started on Friday. I jammed on down to Colorado Springs and did some live television there on Fox 21, and we was in town in Colorado Springs at the Penrose Event Center for the Monster X Tour. And we did morning TV, and it went off without a hitch, and did a good job, and it was all fine and dandy, man. And we just woke up the next morning and headed down to Springs. Got there about 9:00, and my buddy Sean was already on the equipment, and him and Taylor, they were there, and they were grooming the track and getting it built and doing all that, the painters and all that. Of course, that's just typical stuff in the morning, when you get there before everybody does. You just got a lot of final touches to do. You got to paint the track and, put up banners and different things like that. And then we do a sound check. And, well, I finally get up into the announcer stand, and it's at the Penrose Stadium. The announcer stand is over the, it's a rodeo arena. So they're over the bull chutes, or I don't know the exact term. I'll ask Scott, and he's going to make fun of me, but anyway, it's where when you ride the bulls, they come out, or when you got the bucking Broncos out there and stuff like that, you come out of them gates and stuff like that. Anyway, the announcer stand is above the all that, and I get in there and I plug in my computer that I use when I go on the road to put in the music, and nothing. I mean, a big goose egg zero. Nothing, nada, nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So I always have backup music on my phone just in case something happens. And hey, got Rich Arthur in the house. Hey, Rich, what's up, buddy, man? C10 America, man, is in the house, man. He's checking out Rolla. That's my brother from another mother right there, man. That's my brother from another mother. That's right. Yippee-ki-yay. But anyway, so I'm nowhere near a technical kind of guy, guys. I'm just not. I can turn the radio on by pushing the button, and I can turn up the volume, and I can change the channels. And that's about as far as it goes, okay? I'm just telling you right now. I'm from the day of when we used to write letters and stuff like that. So anyway, I start panicking. And I'm like, okay, we got a show at noon, and I'm not going to have any music to play for this show. And I was like, oh, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen? So I tried the phone, and of course it worked. And I put the microphone up to it, and it was just the devil, exactly right. It was just terrible sound. It was terrible. I mean, the music was there and you could hear it, but it just I mean, this arena has some really cool speakers and stuff like that, And so finally, I do some button pushing and different things on the computer. Well, it comes alive. And I'm like, oh man, because I'm praying the whole time. I'm like, please, Lord, make this computer work, please, 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 and poof, it started up, and got the music all going, and plug it into the sound system. The mixer at the Penrose Stadium is just a little bitty mixer. I mean, it's not very big at all. It's probably three. Well, I know it is. It's not probably. It's a 3-channel mixer, and so it's got about 2 inches of dust on it. It seems like I might be exaggerating it a little bit, but it's got a lot of dust on it and stuff. And I go to plug it in, and the cord that would plug into the side of my computer into the port for the headphones is a 1/4 inch, and that hole on the side of my computer is 3.5. And I'm just like, oh, well, what am I going to do? Well, I happened to luck out the night before, and I said, I might need this cord. And so I said, I might need this adapter. So I put them in my bag, and man, it saved the show. So anyway, I plug it all in, and we're listening, doing a sound check on the music, and the music's only playing like you can hear the drums, you can hear them singing, but you can't hear the rest of the instruments. And I'm just like, oh no, another problem, and I can't figure it out, man. And I'm trying to work the mixer, and I'm kind of been around mixers, so I understand how the mixers work. And I thought, oh man, this is bad. This is bad. And I called my buddy Sean Hearn, and I said, hey, we have some music problems here, man. I said, I'm going to try to work on it and get it going. And well, first thing, one, then another, man, and nothing's working, nothing at all. And so it's time for the show, and the music still sounds terrible. I mean, we got the pit party. The pit party is an hour long. Starts at 12 and it goes to 1 o'clock. And you get down there and you get to start playing music, and it's just terrible, terrible, terrible music, man. It's just, you can't understand it. You can't do anything. And I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to figure it out and all that. And man, I was just panicking. So the show starts, and we do the intros, and we do all the other stuff. We play the Proud to Be an American song that we do a tribute to and stuff, and it sounds terrible. The anthem sounds terrible. The microphone's clear. I mean, my voice is clear. They hear me fine. And so we got through that first show, and I told Sean and Taylor, I said, hey, I'm going to stick up here for a while and try to work on this mixer and see what I can get done on it, So they had 2 cans of canned air up there, and I took the canned air and I got the mixer out, and I squirted the mixer real good, and I mean 15 pounds of dust come out of the mixer. I don't think the mixer's ever been cleaned or blown out or anything like that. And I take and put all the lines back in and start hooking it all up, and I have music. I was like, oh my God. So my first part of the day was just nothing but a panic mode. I was grumpy. It was just one of those deals. But, did the show come off great? No, it didn't. I can't say, everybody in the audience, when you do a monster truck show, good shows, bad shows, decent shows. And the audience don't know very much. They see the trucks out there, and they're running around, and they're doing stuff. Well, I know what those trucks are all capable of doing, and some of the trucks needed stuff done to them and didn't get parts in time, and everything like that, and then of course you always have the little glitches with tires that go flat and different things like that, and it wasn't the quality of show that I like. High tech Ned neck. Scott Goodhue, what is a Ned neck? I think you meant redneck, and you're talking about me, Ned neck. I don't know about you. We're gonna fight, me and you. That's all there is to it. Anyway, So my buddy Scott Goodhue and Kenny Paradise and my buddy Kevin Rudder was there. And they were just having a hoop and hollering time, man, and just having a good time. And they were every time I walked by, they'd say, "Hey, roller," and stuff. And it was really great to have them there, man. We had a good time and stuff like that. But I got to commend the drivers and I got to commend the track crew because they did everything in their wheelhouse to put on a good show. And on a scale 1 to 10, I'd say the show was probably a 5. Okay, that first show, and but it's not because of lack of trying. It's just because the widgets and all the bad luck was in the arena, man. I mean, that's what I have to check it up to. It's just the way it was. So I just want my track crew and my monster truck drivers to know that you guys did everything possible to put on a good show. The audience, I got a lot of remarks and heard a lot of people talking, and a lot of people were very pleased with the show. They said, "Hey, it was a good show." Some of them that had been around the shows, they were like me. They're like, "It could have been better." Sure, it could have been better. It's always going to be better. But hey, these trucks are tired this time of year, man. And they're coming off the road. They start in January, and they're running every weekend, hardcore. The drivers are hardcore running, and it just starts wearing out, man. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you the straight up stuff. You take a 10,500-pound truck, and you throw it up in the air and make it land and make it roll over and do all the stuff that these drivers do to these trucks. Sooner or later, this truck's going to say, "Okay, I've had enough. I'm done. I've had enough. You either take me to the shop or the rest of the remaining shows, we're going to have some problems because the truck catches an attitude." And I don't blame the truck, man. I don't blame the truck. I don't blame the drivers. And there is nothing that a driver hates more than going out to perform and his truck doesn't want to perform for him. And my drivers were down. I try to keep them pepped up, keep them going. My track crew, they were busting their ass to try to get stuff done, man. And they did a great job too. I just wish that it would have been a little bit better. And that's all I got to say about it, man. It was fun to go play with the monster trucks. It was good to see some friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I met a lot of new drivers that I've never met before, and and then I seen a gentleman that I used to work with out in California that I hadn't seen in a long time, and he was there driving his monster truck, Anubis, and it was just a good deal, man, and I had a lot of fun, and I was a little grumpy at the end of the night. You can ask Taylor, you can ask Sean, and I had an attitude, and I was mad, but thank goodness for a good woman. My wife, Mrs. Roller, I was talking to her this morning, and she said, "You know what?" She said, "This happens a lot," and she said, "You just need to calm down." She said, "It's over with, and it'll be fine. So just calm down is what." So you just gotta every once in a while, you got to get out there and you got to listen to somebody else's point of view is what I guess I'm trying to say, because sometimes when you're out there throwing stuff and getting mad and threatening to do this and threatening to do that and stuff, it just doesn't work out, man. And you just need to stop and smell the roses. Just smell the roses is all I'm saying. But anyway, I talked to George Racer, the Highlands Ranch Hot Rodders. Their show went out really good. He said they had about 210 cars this weekend, and I didn't get a chance to make it out there because I was just burnt out. I didn't get home till about midnight, and I couldn't function right this morning. So anyway, he said about the most cars they had in a long time, about 210 cars, and it was a good show. They raised over $3,000. And, so that weekend, I'm going to give the weekend an 8, okay? I'm going to give it an 8. I'm not going to give a roller 10 or nothing like that. I'm going to give it an 8 because it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be for myself, you know. But I just wanted to let all my people know that was there. And then we got the phone lines ringing right now. So hold on. This is probably Craig and them right now. Hold on. Let's see here. Yep. Is this Craig?
Hey, it's Craig. It's Craig. Yep. Let me merge Scott in. Hang tight.
Okay. I'm going to finish talking here just a minute what I was talking about, and you go ahead and get Scott
Okay.
merged in and stuff. But anyway,
That'll work.
guys,
We'll
we
just wait for you.
we had a good time, and everything was fine. And you know what? I got to play with monster trucks, and so like I was telling Taylor last night, we're just big kids that have bigger Tonka trucks, and we get to take them from state to state and play in other people's dirt piles, and it's kind of fun. So anyway, that's enough about monster trucks. But you know, guys, on the line right now, I have two friends of mine. One is a long time friend. I mean, we have been together as amigos on the road. We have done auctions on the road, and we have laughed, we have cried, we have sang songs, we have done it all. And then I have another gentleman that I just started to work with this year, and I'm going to call him an amigo too, man. So on the line right now with the Classic Car Auction Group, I have Craig Gould and Scott Goodhue. What's up, guys?
Roller, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh man, I'm just sitting here having a show, you know, just hanging out. I just can't get enough of getting away from these microphones, Mr. Goodhue. I just can't do it. You know, Craig, I'm addicted to the microphone, I guess, man, but I love what I do, so that's all that matters, you know.
That can happen. It seems like a source of power when you've got the microphone. He who has the microphone controls the conversation. So,
Yeah, you ought to work in the auction lanes with Scott. Yeah, you ought to work with that with Scott in the auction lanes is what I'm just trying to say is because Scott's got his on Mac 12, and we're all going. If you could just, you guys want to listen to Scott for a minute, I'll just stop talking.
yeah. Yep.
But that's okay, man. You know what? We have some good times. We really have had some good times. But you know, let's talk about this online auction company before we get into the Jay Cimino collection. Tell me you guys' vision of starting this.
So we've been. This is Craig. We've been running auctions, Classic Car Auction Group for 15 years. Had a public auto auction here in Billings, Montana, the big city in Billings, and had a public auto auction. And I've always enjoyed classic cars, part of a club, and helped a club run a little auction. And it's just so much fun. Had to figure out a way to make a living doing it. So we started doing classic car auctions and going good. We were having auctions in Billings, Montana, and Salt Lake City, and Falls, South Dakota, just kind of the road show. And then a little thing called COVID happened, and COVID kind of changed a lot, you know. And then while we were beginning the classic car auctions, we also got to realize, especially here in Billings, Montana, is that we had to expose the cars and the inventory to the entire country.
Right.
And online bidding was available as well as live in the lane bidding. And you folks have seen that in the wholesale car industry as well. It used to be everybody was in the lane, and then now a lot of people are online watching. And anyway, COVID just really changed things quite a bit in the whole classic car industry, especially as it relates to auctions. And there for a while, we couldn't get together in person because we were all going to succumb. But we started doing them online, to where we didn't convene the cars in one location, and just held auctions, getting pictures and descriptions, and that it's really taken off. And in fact, across the entire country, within the past 5 years, the auction industry has really just kind of flipped from the vast majority of cars selling in live auctions to probably darn close to half and half, cars selling online and then cars selling in live auctions as well. So that's kind of the beginning of the classic car auction as it relates to being online. And then, sorry, Scott, I'm kind of taking up a whole bunch of time here, but
That's all right. We got all night.
Right.
It's no big deal. There's
yeah,
no time limit on this show. Now,
right,
Scott might
right.
fall asleep every once in a while. We'll have to prod him, but that's okay.
That's all right.
At
But
least he's not at the bar.
we got to realizing that live auctions. People like the excitement of a live auction. They want that, but they also sometimes like the convenience of an online auction where they don't have to travel across the country or halfway across the state or whatever the case is. And we got to looking around, and most of the auctions out there were point and click. You're clicking against a clock. Like Bring a Trailer or any of the others out there. You're just clicking against a clock. And where's the fun? Where's the excitement? And so we started this about 4 years ago, to where we're running a live auctioneer during and holding a live auction solely online, if that makes any sense.
It does.
We got the cars are in people's garages in Hackensack, New Jersey, or Stockton, California, or Billings, Montana, or Colorado Springs, and we're broadcasting that. We get pictures, we get descriptions, information on the cars, and we present them out through our website. Lots of promotion, and then come auction day, 10 o'clock, whatever Saturday morning, we start calling, and we start with number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to the end. And we sell cars basically from people's garages to people who are clicking on their phones or computers or wherever the case. So it's been a real interesting. I really still love the live sales, but the online sales have been wonderful opportunities as well.
Right. Now, Scott, as an auctioneer, of course, me and Scott, we work together every Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Scott travels all over the country doing auctions. He's always gone somewhere, you know. But as an auctioneer, Scott, what is your opinion and how do you feel about the way that COVID changed the auctioneering industry?
Well, I'm an old school guy, and I always loved the live auction, and I still think it's the most effective way to do things. And I had my doubts kind of when Craig and I started working together and we did this online auction. I thought, man, I just don't see it happening. But I got to tell you, the participation that he gets at his auctions online, it is a live auction. I mean, we talk to the people, we tell them, why they should bid again on the car or whatever. We're still selling hardcore selling these kind of cars. It's just all online. We don't have the people right there in front of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I do. As an auctioneer traveling all around, we have noticed, of course, we got the internet and stuff like that. But I still appreciate the guys that come out and do the touchy feely kind of stuff with the cars, and especially at the dealer auctions. I just really appreciate those guys wanting to come out, and because I guess what I'm getting at is because of sometimes the reports that we do on the cars are not as accurate as the that's supposed to be. So what are you guys doing in your business, Craig, to to make sure that you represent the car right to the buyer when you do your Scotty? What am I looking at? What's the name of it? We say it every week.
Well,
The what?
the
Yeah,
MMR,
yeah.
the
And what are you
vehicle
doing?
reports, yeah.
What are you doing to make sure that that car is represented right? Because, you know, this world, not everybody's honest. So a guy comes in there and says, "Hey, I got this '69 Camaro, and it's perfect." And then the new guy gets it, and he calls you up, and he says, "Yeah, perfect, my ass." He says, and we can
Can
we
you
can
say
say,
that on
"Oh
air?
yeah, well, this is my show. I can say whatever I want." Nobody's nobody's gonna beat me. Nobody's gonna do nothing. No, but anyway, just so what are you doing to make sure that that person that's not representing that car right is held accountable for it, and that everybody gives you a quality report on what their car is.
Yeah. That's probably one of the hardest parts about the online sale. And I got to tell you too, even the live sales, people can get people can present cars in live sales that are also very well masked. So,
Guaranteed.
one reality is that we have in our rules that sellers are responsible for their descriptions,
Right.
and material misrepresentations of a vehicle could be subject to that. The legal action, unwinding of the sale, whatever the case may be. What we've learned is that there are varying kinds of sellers. There's I'll call them the traders, and the traders, they're just buying cars, selling cars, moving them along. They're pretty good at describing the vehicles because they know what to look for, they know what the car is. They're on top of the game. There are the individuals who have some knowledge. They've got this neat old car, but they don't know all the particulars on what's numbers matching or rust free or whatever the case is. And then there's the people who acquired a car, perhaps it's coming out of an estate. They don't know a thing about cars and they need some help. So, we work with each type of seller individually. For those, the traders, I just learned I got to ask a lot of questions, and I've got to not assume, and I gotta get to the bottom of what that car is. For the second tier, you got to do the same thing, because a lot of times people will say, yeah, it's really fast, it's really neat. Well, we need a little bit more than that. Was it
Right.
restored? When it was restored, was the body off or was the body not off? How many panels did you have to replace? Tell me about the floor pans. And then let's take a look at the brakes. Has there been a brake conversion to disc brakes? The suspension, is the suspension original to the car? Is it different? There's all those things that you have to ask. But so I learned a lesson one time. This guy says, "Yep, it's a numbers matching car." I said, "Great," and I presented that car as numbers matching in the description. Well, what he thought numbers matching was that the number on the VIN plate also matched the number that was on the fender, that also matched the title. And he thought that was numbers matching. So
Right.
we had to work with that deal and say, well, sorry, it's got to be a little bit more. It's got to be the engine, the transmission, all those kinds of things. And then for those who really don't know anything about the vehicles, they've just collected. We just have to be honest and say limited information is known on this car. It's a 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air, two-door hardtop. It has a V8, has an automatic transmission, and people have to make buying decisions based on the information that's presented.
Well, and that's
Let me interject here and just
okay.
say, I think I've been selling with Craig it's been 4 years now, probably since COVID, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were doing some live sales before, but then, yep.
Well, here's what I'll tell you, Jeff. Craig is one of them guys that, every little detail about that car, he tries to tell you about it. In fact, almost to a fault. Sometimes we'll be there selling a car and he'll say, well, there's a scratch on the behind the left bumper of the, you know what I mean?
Right.
That kind of guy, which makes me comfortable to work for him because we're not blowing smoke or trying to pull a curtain over somebody.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does. And I just want to, in case there's anybody out there that's considering trying to buy online and stuff, I just want them to know what you guys do to be the success that you guys are. And it sounds like you're doing all the right things. I mean, you're crossing the T's and you're dotting the I's and you're trying to get the best information you can. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do. There is nothing else. There is no magic wand or anything like that makes that car 100% car, and I have to commend you guys. I think it's a great deal. You're taking it. I mean, we do a lot of our classic sales that we work at, and we do an online deal, but it's not to the extent of where it's all online now. And you guys are kind of the forerunner, I think, of it. And I think if you set the right precedents, what you are, I think you guys are going to be a big success, and people are going to look up to you.
Well,
I
I'm
appreciate
tall.
saying
I'm
that.
tall, so people have to look up to me.
Oh man, Craig,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
did we have to have him on? This was your idea, Craig.
Here, well, I can drop his call here. I've got that power on my phone here.
No, you
You know,
know,
Jeff, I gotta say though, you know, there is one reality, and that is, and I learned this in the public auto auction, regular cars, trucks, and SUVs. Sometimes, and I hate to say this, but it's kind of true. People can be honest as the day is long until it comes to their car,
guaranteed.
and that's frustrating. I remember a few years back, and we're talking probably 10 years ago. This convertible shows up to the auction. It was in a convertible, I forget what it was, Le Mans or whatever it was, 60, you know, mid 60s. And we sell it, and the guy from California buys this car. He comes up to Montana to pick it up, and he goes to hook into the frame, and the damn frame falls apart. And lo and behold, somebody had duct taped over the frame and then put all kinds of undercoating on it. I mean, it was just, it's stuff like that just sickens me and maddens me. I mean,
Yes.
I have bought cars, and you get into the middle of them, and you realize you got more of an issue than what you realized.
Guaranteed.
And I think unfortunately there's two kinds of people. There are those who will either fix it or else represent it fairly, or there are those who will try to cover their own behind and just move it on to the next unsuspecting soul.
Yeah, I think.
And that's frustrating to me because I've been on the receiving end of a Mattered and Hornet buyer who gets a car, and you know we have taken the stance that we're going to stand by the buyer when a car is misrepresented.
Well, you know, and that's all you can do. I mean, you have to
Yeah,
protect your buyers because if you got that seller out there that's a bad seller, you ain't never going to have him back in your auction again. So you've eliminated him, but you want that buyer to keep coming back, or you know, or do something for you. So I think you're doing a great job on that. So I'll tell you what, let's get into the Jay Cimino collection now. Scott, I want to start with you because uh, I've known the collection for a long time since I was a young man. My father and we sold Jay cars at Phil Long Ford. We bought cars from him, so I was lucky enough to go over there and you know and see some of the cars in its infancy stages. And I'm talking this is back in I imagine probably in the 80s or something like that. I can't put an exact time frame on it, but I know that me and my dad went in there and we went and checked them all out. And because my dad was always like, "Hey, you want to go see some cars?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go check them out." But Scott, tell us your journey of getting this collection to auction.
Well, the family called me, and after Jay passed, and asked me if I was interested in moving these cars, and I, of course, jumped on that because it's an honor. I mean, Jay was a pillar of our community, and I mean, not only are the cars just incredible, and some of them are more incredible than others, but to be able to work for the estate of Jay Cimino and sell probably one of the better collections in Colorado, you know, at no reserve. I mean, if that doesn't excite you, then I don't know what does. I mean, you're dead. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it happened. I was working with Craig. Gosh, I hate to have to say this with him on the phone and everything, but I have a lot of respect for the way he does things. I want to be involved with people that are honest and good and try to do the right things. And I'll be honest with you, Craig does a hell of a job. And this internet thing, I mean, we've had runs on cars, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 from guys not only in this country, but, you know, all over the world.
Right.
So, you know, the auctioneer in me is like, man, I get to sell Jay Cimino's Groupe. And, you know, I mean, I'm excited about it.
Right. So, Craig, when you first laid eyes on these automobiles, what was your feeling on what happened here? What would you go through?
Well, I think there's probably a period of time even beforehand. You know, you make the first call and you have a meeting, and, you know, it just sounds exciting. Neat car collection. They send me the list and take a look at them, and, you know, the excitement starts to build. And then, you know, some of the obstacles start coming up, and that is, you know, Jay Cimino was incredibly successful, but he was not great with his title work.
Because he had people that did it for him, man. He didn't have to. He just said, "Send us over the title and have them take care of it."
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
No,
that's right. Sometimes he'd buy him under the dealership. Sometimes he'd buy him under his own name. So there was a lot. You know, they kind of joke about it now, but, you know, titles would just be stuck in drawers. Some were open. I mean, it's just very intriguing for a guy who is successful as Jay Cimino was, and obviously being in the automotive industry, you got to know your P's and Q's when it comes to titles.
guaranteed.
But that was not that was not the most important thing in Jay's mind.
No.
So anyway, I mean, there was a good, in all honesty, about a 6, 7, 8 month process where they were trying to source titles on these cars, and because you know, that was obviously very important to me. I know that if I can't produce a clear marketable title to a seller, then I have a problem. I'm
Sure.
sorry, to a buyer, then I have a problem. So, you know, we made the first call, and man, there was just silence for a long time. And finally called back, and lo and behold, they were kind of getting a few of them done. They were whittling the problems down, getting the inspections done. I got to tell you, you guys live in Colorado. Colorado is a bear on titles in classic cars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they are.
You got to have vehicles inspected, and anyway, so they got to work on that, and then finally we got to a critical mass on the titles, and they said, well, I think we can move forward. And so I made the first trip down and left here. I can't remember, Scott, you were there. I think I left here on a Thursday evening after some things, and got down late and showed up at 9 o'clock the next morning and opened the garages, and wow, what a spectacle! What a spectacle! Scott, I mean, I think that's a fair description. When
I could live in that garage. I mean, easily.
Yeah,
It's definitely a man cave, huh, Scotty?
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness gracious! And the cars that we saw, you know, when you first see them, and Craig can talk to cars a lot better than I can, because we both put hands on them. But just I mean, you know, a 57 convertible ragtop, you know, Chevy. There's just things in there. There's something for everybody in this collection. I really see that.
Oh, I do too.
Craig?
I do too. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, I can remember, so they opened the first garage door. There were 3 double garage doors in this facility. And they opened the first garage, and there's a 57 Bel Air convertible, white, just gorgeous as can be. Right next to it is a 57 Bel Air 2-door sports coupe. Right next to it is a 64 Thunderbird, and then next to that one is a 91, I think it is, Mustang convertible that's a custom job.
Right.
And then they open up the next garage door, and there you see a 65 Corvette, and right next to it was a 65 convertible Mustang, and then right next to it was this drop-dead gorgeous 57 Chevrolet Corvette. And then lo and behold, you looked in the back, and you peered around the corner, and back in this little cubby hole was probably one of the finest 57 Thunderbirds I've ever seen.
Right.
Baby blue, white top, concourse restoration on this car, had the markings, everything that it needed. And then the next garage door opens up, and
Listen to my buddy. Listen to my buddy, how excited he is.
Harps in Heaven are playing right now.
Keep going. I'm getting excited. Keep going.
And there was the 51 Chevy Tailgater.
Oh my God, what a truck!
a phenomenal build on that thing. And then right next to it, probably one of my favorite ones of the collection, because I'm a old vintage car at heart kind of guy, 36 Ford Cabriolet.
Oh, man.
And that's just there at the house. And then I just remembered, then a fourth garage door opens up. And it's kind of underneath the house. And inside of this is an '09 Saturn View, Saturn Sky, little two-door convertible, the Pontiac Solstice, the Saturn Sky.
Yeah.
And that car's only got 1,700 miles on it.
Oh, my God.
Story about that. Yeah,
Brand new.
1,700 miles. And then right next to it is a Farmall tractor, just restored. And anyway, just what a neat representation coming out of the garage as those garage doors open up. It was that was my first introduction to the Cimino collection.
Well, and I'll tell you what, man, just seeing stuff and talking to people at different car shows, because I have been helping these two gentlemen kind of promote this a little bit, and we've been putting flyers out and stuff. And I have people come up that knew Jay, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I drove that '57 Chevrolet," and the guy that told me that, this is a no bullshit kind of guy. I mean, this gentleman will tell you the straight scoop, and he knew the Ciminos because he grew up in Trinidad with them, and just people like, I heard more stories about these cars from different people, and well, I've ran out of brochures. I don't know how many times, Scott. Thank God that Scott's got more in his car, but we're trying to get the word out there for you, man.
We appreciate that.
it too.
Well,
Yeah, very much so.
That's what
Because
it's all.
then the interesting thing was, then we went to their warehouse, and 1, 2, 3 garage doors and another door, and I mean the surprises and the fun just continued. 65 Ranchero custom resto mod, a 66 Chevrolet Impala Chevy Malibu convertible, largely all original. There's 2 more Mustangs in there. There's another 57. It's a 56 T-Bird in there, and then and what Jay ever was doing with this is a lifted up monster badass Toyota blown motor, tires as big around as a coal truck.
What's it called? The Runt or something like that?
The Runt, yeah, the Runt, which it couldn't be any farther from the name, yeah. Yeah, and then there's the ultimate land yacht, the 54 DeSoto 4-door sedan, and then there's a 64 convertible with the Sports Roadster tonneau cover on it. Just an incredible collection of cars. Then, Scott, you didn't get to see these. Then I go down to Trinidad, and in this nondescript building, just looks like it's all but shut down. I think there's a tire store, and that garage door opens up, and inside of there is a 55 Cadillac Series 62 2-door, all original, 53,000 miles I think on it, and then next to it is a 41 Chevrolet Cabriolet and a 41 Chevrolet 2-door, and then across the way from there is this gorgeous, and this will sound weird, but it was gorgeous, 1983 Ford F-150, all original, just cuter than a button. I hate to put it that way. A 65
That's
Ford.
not weird to me, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
We're all good there.
Yep. 65 Ford, and then there was a 46 Oldsmobile in there as well. And anyway, just a real amazing collection. So there, you just get the visual eyeballs, the first initial look.
Right.
I'm sorry to be such a car nerd, but
No, that's all right, man. I am too.
Yeah. And then we went back, and that was when we took pictures. Scott, that was one of the longest days we've had, wasn't it?
That was a long day.
It was. We started at 9, and we finished picturing the cars up in Colorado Springs up at 8 o'clock that evening.
Wow.
and just working to get pictures, trying to get as much details on the cars as we can.
Sure.
And I believe in, all four corners and the sides, but I'm also going to show some of the blemishes as well. I don't want any surprises when the cars come off of the transport truck out there. Did the ones down in Trinidad, and that was a lot of fun. Neat old building. And then I went back again because there just was not time. I got to realizing that, hey, this is a Colorado collection. Colorado is pretty darn good when it comes to the climate and its treatment on old cars. And I brought a blanket with me, and I laid down and got up underneath the cars, and I got pictures up underneath. So people have a good, solid representation on this collection of cars.
Well, I know that he had a mechanic. I can't remember the mechanic's name, but I don't know. He
Bill.
must have.
His
What's
name
his
is
name?
Bill.
Yeah, and
It's
he was
Bill.
in charge.
Yeah.
He was in charge of taking care of the collection.
Yep.
And
There's actually two guys that are very familiar with those cars. Very,
Yeah,
and they helped us a lot.
well,
Yeah, that was Phil and Ernie.
and it helps to know that those cars were maintained well, and that's one thing. I mean, being in the car business all my life, we always, my dad was always, you make sure you check the oil, you make sure you keep them running, keep the batteries charged, and do this, do that, and I mean that's just the car dealer in you. And so you're going to have a collection. You're going to make sure it's taken care of. Number one, because you got a lot of money into it, and I think you guys are going to have a big success in this auction, man. I really do. I feel it. Number one, because of the worldwide presence that you guys are having with the internet. And these cars are in demand cars. These are cars that, I mean, you're not going to, it's not and don't get me wrong, I'm not picking on a Mercedes 240 diesel or anything like that, but it's not a 240D, it's just not. I mean, these cars are sought after cars by serious car collectors. I mean, you got resto mod cars, you got regular cars that are just been restored, frame off restorations. You got something in the realm for everybody in the car
There's
collecting
original
world.
cars there.
Yes.
There's original cars with no miles on them too. I mean, there's how do you say Montego?
Montego.
I mean, that car right there is, I mean, I've never seen one. And Craig, he's more of a historian than I am. But, I mean, for 57 Chevy kind of guys, there was none of these cars. And that's basically what it is, isn't it, Craig?
I can't believe that I forgot to mention probably the premier car in the collection.
Well, I was getting ready to talk about it. That's was you read my notes here on the desk, but go ahead. Let's talk about it.
When I talked about the third garage door opening up, I'm thinking, I'm missing a car. What is it? It's the 57 Chevy El Morocco.
Yes.
El Morocco. That's right.
I gotta say, I had never heard of a Chevy El Morocco. I've learned a lot since then, and this is just an absolute pristine one. Just drop dead gorgeous. Basically, the El Morocco was a 57 Chevy Bel Air. Went to a facility up in Canada, and this facility produced about 45 basically conversions to where they put the ass end of a Cadillac, 57 Cadillac, onto this Chevrolet Bel Air and called it the El Morocco. And it's reported that there's only about 10 or so of them left out there across the country. And one of them will cross the auction block without reserve on Saturday, October 25th.
Now, Craig, can you imagine it's got two? Can you imagine the guy that has a Chevy collection and he's a Tri-5 guy, and all of a sudden he hears about this car? I mean, that man is going to do everything he can to get as much information on that car as he can because he wants that in his collection. I mean, that car there is the premier car. You got pictures of all the cars, but that's the premier car on your brochure, man, is the El Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great choice. Red in color, big wide white walls and stuff. The only thing I wished you would have done was showed the people what the back end looked like. I mean, they can go online and look, don't get me wrong, but I had another guy was like, well, that's just a red 57 Chevy. I said, no, it's not, man. This is a rare 57, and I said, there's a story behind it and how it's built and stuff. And he says, well, why wouldn't they show that? And I said, well, dude, this is just a small handout. Go to the online and look at the pictures. But yeah, this car here is this is going to be one of the big ones right here. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah, it's a cool car too. It's a real nice car.
Well, I look forward to it and stuff. So let's talk about October 18th and tell people what they're going to be able to do on the 18th of October.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. I'd like to back up just a little bit. One
All
of the
right,
neat
that's
things
fine.
about this auction is the Cimino family. You know, when we were talking with them, you know, we said, hey, you know, the collection is great. We'd like to have a few other cars in the auction as well. We'd like
Sure.
to open it up to other consignments. And fortunately, that part's been going well. We got an absolutely gorgeous 49 Packard Woody wagon that's going to be in the sale. We've got a 69 Camaro. I just stopped on my way back home from Santa Fe last week or the week before, last week, and got just a drop dead gorgeous 70 Roadrunner. Got a 53, I think it is, Chevy 3100 custom street rod. I mean, it's just, look, I'm anticipating, Roller, that we're going to have probably, I'm going to guess 80 to 100 cars crossing the auction block in addition to the Jay Cimino collection.
You know, and congratulations, man. I mean, congratulations. What a hustle. What a hustle to turn this into something and to allow people, I mean, you allow people to enter your auctions at all times, but to allow people to consign cars behind a collection that's going to draw so much attention, what a great place to sell your automobile. I mean, all your auctions are good auctions, don't get me wrong, but this here would be, if I was selling something, I would want my vehicle in this auction because it's the premier one. Yeah, I think it's right now it's your flagship because of the collection. And why wouldn't you want your car selling in behind these cars?
Yeah, we're go ahead, Scott.
That's what it is. I mean, it's a great opportunity because you're not going to get this chance very often to sell behind, you know, a collection like what we're selling. It's just not going to happen, you know, to tail in. And so you're right, Jeff. I think it's a heck of an opportunity. And let me tell you this: we're not taking any bad cars for this auction. And when I say bad, I'm talking about, you know, the 1990 pickup that's four-wheel drive and lifted, or you know
Right.
what I mean. I'm talking.
Yeah.
This is a classic car sale,
Right.
and a damn good one.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it is. And go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say it'll be kind of interesting because we're going to have right at 90-year span of cars that are going to be in the auction.
How cool is that?
So I told you about that 2009 Saturn Sky convertible with 1,700 miles. Also in this auction is going to be a 1908 Sears motor buggy.
And I mean, go ahead. That's such an iconic car. I just love that car. I really do. Go ahead and tell them about it.
Yeah.
I like that it does wheelies.
Yeah.
It does wheelies. Yes, those wheelies. Scott, I sent you a video of that thing driving the other day.
I saw it.
Roland,
I saw it.
I should probably send it to you. So this, you know, back and think back, Roller, Scott, you guys are probably close in age to me. When you were kids,
Jeff's way older.
Shut up, Scott.
How dog-eared? Yeah. How dog-eared was that Sears catalog?
Oh,
around
dude.
Christmas time?
At Christmas time, Mom used to come when we get the Sears Roebuck catalog, and she'd throw it on the floor, and I would just beat the snot out of my little sister to be able to be the first one to get it. And I circled I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And yeah, I mean, and just such a cool catalog, man. Sears was awesome.
Yeah.
But then later on, we could tell the story when his sister beat him back up. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, Craig, if you want to hang up on him right now, that's okay with me. Me and you can finish this out. We don't have to hear from him.
Yeah. But back in the early 1900s, I mean, Sears, you ordered just about everything out of the Sears catalog.
You did?
And in the early the early days of the horseless carriages, Sears was trying to hone in on the market, and they worked with a couple of manufacturers trying to source and identify. And this 1908 Sears motor buggy, as best as we can figure, was one of the prototypes that was made available to Sears to determine if they wanted to sell these cars in their catalog. And lo and behold, this motor buggy was basically the prototype of the cars that would sell for the next couple of years out of the Sears catalog. And I had the pleasure of working on it on Friday. We had to clean up the carburetor, got that thing running and driving around. It's just I couldn't imagine driving in that thing very far. But
Yeah, right, huh?
Back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. And back in the day, you could order houses or anything from Sears. I mean, they had it all.
That's true.
And my father-in-law lived in a Sears Roebuck house
Oh, really?
when he was growing up. Yes, his mom and dad.
Uh-huh.
They bought a Sears and Roebuck house, and he told me all about it. He said they brought it out on a truck and built it right up.
Yeah. Sorry, I got excited about the 90-year span of vehicles, but you had asked about the 18th coming up. So, one thing that we told the Cimino representatives is, people would really like to get some eyeballs on these cars. It's one thing to present them in pictures. It's one thing to give a description on them. People really want to take a look at them, and I think it's very worthy to show these cars. So the Cimino family, they're making the cars available that are in Colorado Springs, available at a preview on Saturday, October 18. It's going to be at they've got two locations where the cars are located. One is at the old Lexus dealership there in Colorado Springs, and the other is at what they call the Moreno warehouse, which is close to the Mount Carmel Veterans Center, I believe. And it's
it's right under it. Yeah.
Yep. And that preview is going to be from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Saturday, October 18. And I do want to say that Scott will be there, and you can go see just how short Scott is. Scott talks about being tall, but
Roller will be there, and he's a little taller if he's standing on a soapbox. Oh, did I say soapbox? I mean, I'm just standing next to him. Okay.
Any box.
Yep. But they're going to open up the car, the old Lexus dealership. They're going to open that up where probably the vehicles from Jay's house will be in that building. And then the Moreno place has a large portion of the larger portion of the cars. They'll be there. They may bring a few of the cars up from Trinidad. They're working out the logistics on that. I've requested that they send that they bring up the Cadillac, they bring up the Cabriolet, and that they also bring up the 48 Chrysler Town and Country Woody, gorgeous cars. But it's going to be open so that people can get in and look at the cars. They can crawl underneath. They can verify the pictures that I took are real. And what solid cars all of these cars are from a body and rust standpoint. Colorado is very favorable, so people are going to be able to get the eyeballs on these cars in advance of the auction, so they can make appropriate bidding and buying decisions.
Right. Hey guys, could you take just a second? I got to do a little bit of, I got to pay some bills right fast. I got to mention my sponsors right fast. Guys, we are talking live with Scott Goodhue, Craig Gould from the Classic Car Auction Group about the Jay Cimino Collection. We'll be back in just a second. Hey guys, this is Roller. I want to thank all the folks at Rise and Grind Coffee. They're located at 475 Singing Hills Road in Parker, Colorado. They've got great coffee, great desserts, and all kinds of great things. Make sure you make Rise and Grind your favorite place to stop by. If you're looking for windows, we got a guy that can put a classic car together. He can put a window in your regular car. Arch Auto Glass with their mobile service. Call Art at 720-296-8635. If you're looking for a cool gift, go online and check out Jesse Scott. Jesse Scott is a man that is creating some great memorabilia for the classic car world. He has a big lineup. I've got a spark plug myself. I got a regular sign in the back that's made, and it's all 3D printed. For Jesse's information, you go to www.jessescott.com or call him at 715-721-5999, or you can find him on Facebook. That's Jesse Scott Crafts and Creation Studio. Now, back to our show. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you very much. I just got to pay a few bills, man, right there. So, got to take care of the sponsors.
You play the guitar on that deal?
What's that?
Was that you playing the guitar on the music?
No, it's a good friend of mine named Scott Goodhue. He just got a guitar.
That guy's red.
Well, he's on the road with Willie. I mean, he's Willie Scott. Not Willie Nelson, Willie Scott.
Play the stereo, and that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah, that's about all he can do. But no, I'll tell you what, man. Let's go ahead and finish up what we're talking about here about this collection on the 18th and how people can come and preview these automobiles.
Yeah, so like I said, they're gonna make available the vehicles from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Saturday the 18th. Come on your own schedule. Stay all 4 hours. Just get eyeballs on them. Just chance to kind of walk down a little bit of memory lane when you look at the vast array of vehicles that are in this collection. I want you to take a close look at the '66 Chevy Caprice. That car. So I'm jumping around here a little bit, but that car is earmarked. All the proceeds from the sale of that car, the family is donating to the Mount Carmel Veterans Services Center. So make sure to take a look at the Caprice. It's at the Marino building. And again, 100% of the proceeds on that car are going to benefit the veterans across the Colorado Springs and greater Colorado area. But anyway, that open house is just a great opportunity to see. Again, look underneath, look inside. I would put the majority of these cars in good, solid driver category, meaning they're number 3 cars on a 6 scale, meaning 20 foot away. They look great, and then you get up close and you're going to see a little door ding. Jay enjoyed these cars. He didn't just park them and not ever do anything with them. He enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And I would say the Corvette, the Tailgater, the '57 T-Bird, the Bel Air, both the Bel Airs. I mean, those are solid number 2. I got to tell you that El Morocco is probably a 2 to a 1. I've seen very few number 1 cars, but I think that Morocco and that '57 T-Bird are pretty darn close to it. Anyway, you're just going to get. What's that?
I said both of them are beautiful. You're right.
Yeah. Yep. And so it's just a chance to get eyeballs on everything, and again, get excited about them and figure out the cars that you want to bid on, and that way you're with an informed base to begin with. And that's ultimately what we wanted to do with that open house.
Right. Now Scott, as an auctioneer, and we get this a lot at the classic cars, because they come up to us because we're the ones on the mic and stuff like that. Say I'm a new person, never been to an auction before. I want you to explain to the people out there reserve and non-reserve and why they should enter their cars the way that you suggest.
Well, the difference is, with the reserve, they have a number that they want to get to on their car, and if it's a realistic number, and I think Craig's really good at helping these people come, discussing with them what is a realistic number. Craig, he's a little bit humble, but he's very, very well schooled in the classic car. The best one I've ever been around as far as what he knows. No reserve means we're selling these cars no matter what they bring. And the Cimino collection is going to be at no reserve sale. And basically what that means is last bidder buys. And that's how an auction should be. And I'll be honest with you, I think no reserve is probably the best way to sell anything, because people then don't have any doubts in their mind that they're bidding on something that they can own. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. But if I'm the owner and I say, well, I owe 20 grand on this car, I can't sell it for anything less than so you're suggesting that they sell it as a reserve, then, correct?
That's more Craig's deal, but yeah, I think you have to. I mean, I guess every situation would be different.
Right.
On who owns the car, how much
Well,
money or what happens to them, I will tell you though, and I've been doing this over 30 years now, and in my experience, when you say no reserve, people come to buy.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with that statement right there. They know it's going to sell. They know it's not going to be no games, and they're going to buy it. They really are. I had a friend in the classic car business that I started with. His name was Stanley Torgerson, and Stanley used to have an owners consigners meeting, and he'd say, ladies and gentlemen, you got a '57 Chevrolet and it's a 4-door, and you're telling me that the book on it's $100,000 car. Well, it's not. And he said, number one, it's because it's a 4-door, and he said, number two, the only book that buys a car is a checkbook. And that's the truth. I mean, it's just the truth.
That's great.
I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, it's your car brings what it's worth that day. Those figures, that's somebody's educated guess. I mean, these guys that guess these cars and appraise these cars, they're good at it, but it's their educated guess. That car's going to bring what it brings that day, and that's all it's going to do. And that's just, it depends on the crowd that you have,
It does, and it depends on, if that guy out there, had a 57 ragtop when he was a kid and he wants another one, there's no book for that.
No, not at all. It's memories. How can you put a price on memories, You weren't that guy living in that car at the time. And that's the truth, Scott. It really is.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be memorabilia at this sale too, correct?
You cut out. I didn't hear you.
I said, is there going to be memorabilia at this sale?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Craig. Sorry.
Yeah. No, there are a few pieces. Scott sent me today a video where Jay was interviewed on a show in regards to the Mount Carmel Center and his car collection, and it showed images of the garage before things started disappearing out of the garage. There were lots of neon signs and various signs and this and that and the other. Unfortunately, the vast majority of that is gone, but there are a few items, a couple of pictures. There was an old Sunoco gas pump that actually has a TV in it. There's a Coca-Cola cooler, there's going to be, probably another visible gas pump in the auction, and so there are going to be a few items of memorabilia, but it's not real heavy on the memorabilia side.
Right. Now, are you accepting any consignment on memorabilia?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, we'd be happy to have memorabilia. What I've come to realize with these online auctions is, I wish that people would stick with us for all 4 or 5 hours of the auction.
Sure.
The reality is, our attention span has gotten a little bit shorter with TikTok and with YouTube and everything else out there.
Right.
So Scott and I worked to have a good pace at the auction, and I don't want to run 40 memorabilia items. We did that once before with some signed prints, and it was just a dud. Don't want to do that again. But a few neat memorabilia items, I'm always excited for. Whether it's neon signs, whether it's gas pumps, whether it's who knows what, Coca-Cola bottling, pedal cars, whatever the case is. Yeah, I would love to have some of those items.
Well, I'm going to have to call you, Craig, because I dabble. Scotty's seen my collection. I dabble in the collector stuff myself, and I have a 1970 Honda little CT70. I don't know if you know what that is. It's the little trail bike,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, a little, yep,
And
yep.
I have one. I've had it in my family over 40 years, and
Wow,
it runs, it drives, it does everything it's supposed to. And the best thing about it is it's all original. It's not restored.
wow.
It's not beat all up. It's not been tore up, and it only has 600 miles on it.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
that's a neat little piece. Yeah,
yeah. And
absolutely.
so maybe we'll sit down and talk and go from there, and then I'll kind of look around and see what else I got. Man, I've got some stuff. Scott's seen my collection. I got a little stuff, don't I, Scotty?
Yeah, a lot of good stuff too. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. So
And
maybe.
and Jeff's stuff is nice. I can't believe that when you were a kid you had that little motorcycle though, because I mean, you were kind of wild.
Well, it wasn't mine. I mean, mine got trashed.
Oh,
Well, mine got trashed
that makes all
because
right. Now I'm good. I was just wondering.
yeah, mine got trashed, and I'm older than 40 years old. So,
Yes, you
uh,
are, boy.
shut up, Scott. Okay, Scott Goodhue, that's nice. Your mom's calling you. It's time for you to go home now. It's been good talking to Scott, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Craig are going to finish the show now. It'll be a lot better show, and
Gone.
I just want to say hey to Kevin Rudder out there. Kevin Rudder's listening right now, so hey to Kev.
What's up, brother?
But anyway, no. This was my oldest son's, and I bought it for him, and I was trying to get him involved in motorcycles, and he was going up a hill out in Amarillo, Texas on it, and he hit neutral, and it rolled back down the hill, landed on him, and beat him up a little bit. Didn't hurt the bike, but he would never get back on it after that again. So it sat in my shop for, well, every place I went, we moved it, and here about I'd say about 3 years ago, I took it and got the gas tank out of it and cleaned it all up, cleaned the carburetor all up, put a new battery in it, and it started right up.
It does look new. It dang sure looks
Mhm.
new.
It's got a couple of little war wounds on it. I mean, little chips and scrapes. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not a concourse restoration. But I'll guarantee you what, if you're into the little CT70s and stuff, this is the platform that would make a beautiful little concourse restoration as to where, they're achieving big money at Barrett Jackson and stuff like that. This little bike would definitely fall into that category. So I'll call you and we'll talk about it, Craig. Okay.
Sure, I think that sounds great. I appreciate
All
that.
right, yeah, and I got an old pedal car too. I mean, I got a couple of pedal cars. Some of them aren't done yet, but yeah, we'll sit down and talk about it and go from there. But
Okay.
let's finish up with this Cimino collection here. Of course, the 18th is the preview. You can go down there and check it out, and that's also when the pre-bidding starts. Correct?
That is correct. Yep. If you go to our website, classiccarauction.us, funny story that when we started and were trying to find a name, I got online and found the classiccarauction.com was open. And I was giddy. I was just excited. And I inquired and I made the call and I sent the email and I got a response back saying, yes, we'd be glad to sell it to you for $75,000,
Oh my God!
the domain. I said, thanks, but no. How about no?
How about
So
new?
we, how about no? uh, so anyway, we have classiccarauction.us was available, and it has stuck ever since. But anyways, so the pre-bidding does open up on Saturday, October 18th. And pre-bidding, that's where you're just kind of clicking against the clock. Pre-bidding runs through 9:30 Saturday morning on the 25th. But it's just a way for you to kind of get a sense of what the vehicles are doing, get a placehold in there, figure out what these cars might possibly do during the auction. It starts out slow, kind of builds up later on in the week, and then come Saturday morning, it just kind of goes bonkers, and it's a lot of fun.
Right.
And then the pre-bidding ends, like I said, 9:30 on Saturday, and then starting 10 o'clock, live webcast. You get to see Scott, you get to see me. I think, Roll, you got a good idea. I'm going to bring a a box, that or else get out my old platform shoes and
The
try to
disco
get up
shoes.
to the same height as Scott,
Right.
Uh, but yeah. So it's on camera. You get to look at Scott's and my mug all day long on Saturday the 25th, and I'm providing color commentary on the vehicles. And Scott is a world champion auctioneer. He's quite the real deal when it comes to auctioning. I tell you what, we've had fun working together, and we make it entertaining. We
Well, you
just
have to.
fun with it, and yeah.
You have to, guaranteed. And
Yeah.
why don't you tell people how they can sign up to bid?
Yeah. So again, through our website, classiccarauction.us, I'm actually partnering on this on the online bidding platform with a group called Ascent Auction Services. They're actually out of Bozeman, Montana. So when you go to our website and go to the Jay Cimino Collection, you'll actually go to the Ascent website. But that ultimately, I just want to assure everybody that is the platform that we're running the classic car auction on. And like I said, 10 o'clock Saturday. So you can register to bid anytime during the pre-bid period. Name, address, phone number. There is a deposit required. We want to make sure that people who are bidding are able to acquire the vehicle should they win the bid. So the deposit is there. Obviously, if you don't win anything, that means the credit card hold goes away. If you do win the bid on a vehicle and you complete the transaction, again, that hold goes away. But again, the neat thing about the auction is Saturday, 10 o'clock, the live webcast begins, and we're auctioning cars in real time. Our platform has maybe about a half-second delay, which in reality, that's not a delay. It takes me that long to realize where I'm at sometimes.
Guaranteed.
The auction is in real time, and you're able to bid on the cars with the click of your mouse live all day long on Saturday the 25th. We'll go, like I said, we're going to have roughly about 80 to 90 vehicles. We work to go, we give each car a solid due. Roughly about 20 cars an hour is what we'll run. So, it's going to be about a 5-hour auction, and it's just going to be a great time.
Well, and folks, like I've been telling everybody out there, if you guys are listening, you don't have to take your car to this auction site. You can leave it right there in your garage. It's going to cost you $100 to enter that car with a reserve and an 8% commission to sell it. Some of us can go to a restaurant and spend over $100, and all we walk out with is a belly full of food, and that's it. You get a chance to maybe sell your car. You get a chance to gather up some money, pay off some bills, or buy yourself another car. $100 bill entry fee is not a bad deal right there. So I would suggest if you really have something you want to sell, that you get a hold of Craig. I would say that Craig would be the main contact, but Scott can direct you to whatever you need. But get a hold of Craig, tell him what you got, tell him what, talk to him about your vehicle. He'll talk to you about whether he thinks it's a feasible price or not. And it's going to cost you $100 to enter that, man. Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, I just don't understand. If you're looking to get rid of a car, here's a perfect opportunity right now to go behind a great collection.
I couldn't agree more. And again, the key is so the consignment entering your car is really just the beginning. We've got to ferret out the information on the car. We've got to present it actually, factually and with excitement and buzz as well. And then pictures. We got to get good, solid pictures on the car, and I can help direct folks on best way to get pictures on their car.
Perfect. Well, guys, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the trip when you and I went to Omaha.
Well, that does it. We appreciate you guys, and we thank you for calling in. And we appreciate your comments. And Craig, I'm probably really upset with you because you haven't really pushed the shut Scott up button here along at all this time. So really, we'll talk more about that, Craig, when I see you in person sometime.
That blind date ended quickly, didn't it?
No, I tell you,
for a good show.
yeah, we have had some good times together, and we are definitely some really close friends. I've watched his daughters grow up. He's watched my kids grow up, and stuff like that. And I mean this. We have laughed together. We have cried together, and we're there for each other if either one of us needs it. And it's good to have friends like that, And I admire him and his expertise in the auction business. I mean, I'm an auctioneer too, but Scott has taken it to another level. When you're a two-time world champion, Greg, like this in this business, how many people can say they know a two-time world champion auctioneer?
I can now, but not until I met Scott.
Right, exactly. So he's taken it and he's done great. He's a great mentor to a lot of auctioneers that are out there. He's well respected in the business, and I think, Craig, that you have the same. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you have the same build and everything like that. And I think that there's two great people together that are going to make an exciting auction company, and this is going to be an exciting auction. And I'm just really excited that you guys decided to let me help you try to get the word out there on the cars and make me a part of this auction. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the time very, very much, and look forward to doing this again.
I do too,
Thank
man.
you, Jesse.
Yeah, no problem, guys. No problem at all. And if I can, I'm going to be down there on the 18th, and we'll do some live from down there and let you guys see it online. And if you can't make it down there, but you can go online, and that website is www.classiccarauctions.us. One more time, that's www.classiccarauctions.us. If you got any questions you want to ask, you can call Craig at 406-698-7930. That's 406-698-7930. Or you can get a hold of Scott at 719-659-7600. That's 719-659-7600. Gentlemen, I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the show. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for calling in. And we wish you the best with your sale.
I appreciate that. Hey, Roller, real quick.
Okay.
Classic Car Auction, singular. Classic Car Auction.
Auction.us. Okay.
Yeah, auction.us. Yep.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much, and we look forward to the sale. Okay.
All right.
Love
Take
you,
care.
Jeffy.
Love you too, buddy. See you Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Well, there you go, guys, man. 2 success stories right there, and just a great success story. And I wish them the best on this deal. So we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break right fast, and then we're going to finish up the rest of the show. And we'll be back in just a second. You know who this is. This is Roller. And you know the name of the show, Pedal to the Metal. We're listening to it live right now, right here out of Yanko Productions. It's Pedal to the Metal. Once again, guys, we'd like to thank all the folks at Rise and Grind Coffee. Great coffee, great smoothies, great food, great service. 475 Singing Hills Road in Parker, Colorado. Dial 303-472-3279. That's Rise and Grind Coffee. If you have windshield problems, my folks at Arch Auto Glass can help you out. Art is an amazing man and can take on any job. His phone number is 720-296-8635. That's 720-296-8635. Arch Auto Glass Mobile Service. I'd like to thank Jesse Scott. Jesse Scott Creations. What a great man. What a great guy he is. His phone number is 715-721-5999. If you have a car show or you're looking for Christmas presents or birthday presents, make sure you check out Jesse Scott on Facebook or go to his website at www.jessescott.com. If you'd like to become an an advertiser on Pedal to the Metal, give us a call at 720-273-0772. That's 720-273-0772, and we'll talk and we'll try to get you on the show. This is Roller. We're going to get back to the show right now. Thank you for tuning in to Pedal to the Metal. All right, guys, we're back. We're back. And we're just going to go ahead and finish up a quick round right here, and we're going to finish up the show. We appreciate it very much for tuning in. What a great interview that was with the Classic Car Auction Group guys, man. Like I said, I wish them the best. But this weekend is the first Friday of the month in Elizabeth down at the Sonic. So if you got plans, if you don't have plans, come on down to Elizabeth and hang out with us. This will be the last one of the year, and it's usually a really good time. Elizabeth has a good turnout for cars, and we definitely want to go down there and just see everybody for the last hurrah and check it out. So come on down and support us on Friday. Now on the 4th of October, the Castle Rock Poor Boy Cruisers are going to have a car show, and the location is at ACC in Castle Rock. That's 4500 Limelight Avenue in Castle Rock, Colorado. That's Saturday, October the 4th, 2025. The show starts at 10 a.m. It goes to 2 p.m. They are acquiring a $20 entry fee, and 100% of those donations go to the American Cancer Society. It's a same-day registration. They're going to have a 50-50 raffle. They're going to have giveaways. They're going to have a silent auction. They're going to have special trophies and everything. And these guys put on a great car show. They're good friends of ours, and they have some clean cars, and they bring an exciting show to you guys if you want to come and check it out. That's the classic. That's a Castle Rock Poor Boys Cruisers, and it's going to be at the ACC. That's 4500 Limelight Avenue in Castle Rock, Colorado. Saturday, October the 4th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 100% of the donations go to the American Cancer Society, having trophies, 50-50 raffle, silent auction, and specialty trophies. So make sure that you guys check that out. Also, I'd like to thank all the folks at the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. You know what? These guys are A-list show. They do a great show, and they run up and down all over the West Coast and also up into Canada. They've got probably 5 or 6 shows left for the rest of the year. But if you are out and about in the California area and you do hear of the Malicious Monster Truck Tour, make sure you make plans to attend. Same way with all the folks at Monster X Tour. Make sure you stop in and check out some fun action and get to watch those big boys play with those big toys right there. Well, on behalf of all of us here at Pedal to the Metal, and all of us is just me, but I appreciate you guys. And if you want to go to our other Facebook page, it's Rollin' with Roller and Derek. And Derek is my partner, and Derek lives a little ways away from me, so he can't come down here and do the show like I've been doing. And he has Parallax Auto Electric, and that keeps him really busy. So if you're looking for somebody, if your car's got an electric widget that you can't figure out, take it to Derek, man. He'll take care of you. He'll hook you up, and he can find those widgets. He also specializes in sniper fuel injection systems and different things like that. So he can do just about anything. So make sure you call Parallax Auto Electric. If we're at the car shows, we always got stickers. We got these stickers right here. And we'll give you those stickers, and we want you to have them. Now, if you have a classic car or any kind of car and you want to talk about it and you want to do an interview, well, then you become an official official lug nut. And right here is our official lug nut sticker. And the only way you can do that is to do an interview. And that's just it. So, if you want to get one of these lug nut stickers, and they've been kind of coming pretty popular, make sure you get a hold of Derek or I, and we will definitely do an interview with you and get you your lug nut sticker. The new stickers for Pedal to the Metal are in the mail. They're on their way. We got a new backdrop coming. It's on its way. We have all kinds of different things starting up pretty soon. As soon as we get the website done, we're going to have website where you can go and you can click on, you can get T-shirts made, you can get hats made, and you'll get your order right there, and they'll ship it right to you, and you can just order it right out of the store. So a lot of things happening in the future for Pedal to the Metal. We picked up probably 40 new viewers from the Monster Truck Show this weekend, and just, that's the only way we can do it is with the help of you. Like I say, this is my new baby, and I need help raising it. And the only way I'm going to be able to raise it is if all you aunts and uncles out there help me build this show up. And people like Craig and Scott, they put their trust in me to promote their event, and we'd be more than happy to do that with everybody. So we do have some big advertisers coming up soon. I just have to go finalize with them. But there's some big car dealerships in the Denver area that said that they would be more than happy to help me out to try to make my show grow, and I'll be able to work off of their Facebook pages and different things like that, and hopefully I can pick up some more people, because networking is what it's all about. If you don't have the right networking, I don't think the show's going to be a success, and I'm not going to go put all this money into this thing and not have it to be a big success. So I love you guys very much. I appreciate you guys very much. And, thank you for tuning in, man. I think it was a great show. An hour and 30 minutes tonight, man. That's pretty good. My buddy Texas Rich, he does a 2-hour show, and I'm breathing on his doorsteps right there, man. So that's another thing, too. If you get a chance, go to C10 America, man. It's in the mornings from 9 to, he does a 2-hour show, so it goes 9 to 11. That's Texas time, so that would be 8 o'clock our time. And man, he talks about C10 trucks. And he has metal prints that you can get. He has a digital magazine that you send some pictures in of your vehicle, and you're lucky, like I was, that he can pick that your vehicle and put it in his digital magazine. He has. I would suggest being a member of C10 America. Then that way you get all kinds of the deals, the discounts that he has, that he offers and stuff. And he has memorabilia, or not memorabilia, but he has merchandise and stuff like that you can purchase and different things. So just check him out, man. He is, like I said, he's Monday through Friday. Starts at 9 o'clock. That's Texas time, which would be 8 o'clock here. And he's got a great podcast. He's on YouTube. He is also on Facebook. And, like me, we need followers. So go on YouTube and follow us both, man. Go on Facebook and follow us both. Tell your friends about us. Help cross-promote our shows. His followership is over 70,000 now. He just turned to 70,000, and he's so excited about that. And that was a milestone goal for him that he wanted to hit. Now he's focusing on 100,000. And he's doing it right. So make sure you check out C10 America every Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock Colorado time. So, and I think that would be Central Standard Time is 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. So I got to get used to using the Central and all the other time zones and stuff like that. So on behalf of all of us here at Pedal to the Metal and Yankel Productions, we appreciate you guys very much. And we look forward to hanging out with you at the shows, and we look forward to seeing you on the regular podcast right here. So we always end up with a song, and this song right here, I made this song about my granddaughter, and this song is me thinking, what is her world going to be like when she is my age? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, our new song right here, When She Is My Age.
When I was a boy, I'd rise with the sun. Mama would smile, say your days has just begun. She'd call from the door as I was going out to play. Do you have that dime? I'd laugh and say, yes, ma'am, it's in my shoe this time. On 2 wheels of freedom, I'd spend those summer days riding through town in that carefree way. And I knew, yes, I had to be home when the daylight was gone. When that old porch light on the front steps came on. And I wonder, as the years turn the page, what will it be like when she's my age? Will the world treat her kindly? Will her spirit stay brave? And will her children have to be home when that porch light shines through the darkness, signaling that your day is through? What will it be like when she's my age? Now the world feels heavy, the kindness is thin, too much hatred for mankind. As the years roll on in, the laughter of children gets lost in the noise. Computer screens steal the imagination from the girls and the boys. But my granddaughter's eyes shine steady and true, a light in the darkness, a hope breaking through. And I pray that her heart will keep leading the way through the trials and troubles this world brings each day. And I wonder, as the years turn the page, what will it be like when she's my age? Will the world treat her kindly? Will her spirit stay brave? And will her children have to be home when that porch light shines through, signaling that your day is through? What will it be like when she's mine? Maybe the world will be brighter tomorrow, a little less fear and a little less sorrow. Maybe her children will run and play the way we did back in my day. So I wonder, but I'll hold on to faith that love will be stronger when she's my age. Yes, I wonder, but I'll hold on to faith that love will be stronger when she's my age.
That was When She Is My Age. I appreciate you guys tuning into the show. And we'll see you about Wednesday with another great show from Pedal to the Metal.